Hello. Is time really on our side? It's Tune In Tuesday, and I have been thinking about time. I keep hearing from people that their sense of time has been a little bit distorted or altered by the way our lives have shifted in the last year. Some people working at home that didn't work at home before, like which day of the week is it? Our normal markers that happen in our life to measure time have been limited, things we can't do that normally we do certain times of year. So I thought it would be a great topic for Tune In Tuesday for us to update our self to present time, to update our energy into present time. My belief is that, hi, Michael. Energy is, uh, you can move energy, you can shift energy, and time is a form of energy. And so sometimes, like when we're working with energy, we like to say no time, no space, because we want things to happen in an instant, right? To be able to have an energy shift in an instant rather than to have to wait for weeks or months or years or until the right time. We have all these phrases around, is it the right time? We're not going to have enough time. Is time on our side or not? And I believe we can actually work with it. And part of that healing that we all need to experience right now is to update our energy field into present time. So I wanted to just share a little piece of writing that inspired me on this topic. My yoga teacher read a piece of writing by Mark Graves, and that little poetry or bit of prose says, "How do you stop time? Kiss. How do you travel in time? You read. How to escape time? Listen to music. How to feel time? Write. How to release time? Breathe." So obviously that's very attractive to the person who likes a yogic practice. But I added a couple others to that before we do our little exercise for Tune In Tuesday. Mine are, how do you free time? You forgive. When you forgive yourself and someone else that has wronged you, or some collective someone's else, you actually reclaim time, because when you're not forgiving yourself or someone else, you're looking backwards and you can't ever actually affect the past unless you're in the present and you forgive, and then you free yourself. And the second one I added to that list is how to defy time. And my experience is that we defy time with our imagination. Just like John Lennon said, imagine. When we visualize, when we use our capacity to have an image and hold it in front of our space and hold the intentions with it, we're using it to shift energy. And that's how we defy time, by imagining, using our imaginations, or conscious dreaming, lucid dreaming, intentional visualization. So I'm glad I have a few of you here live, and anybody who's joining us later. We're here to update to present time so that any of that weirdness that we've experienced around what day of the week, what hour of the day, what year is it, did we lose a whole year, can be left behind. So I just invite you to take a moment to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And feel into your body, feel into your heart. And then feel into your conscious mind, that third eye, your psychic space. And just take a moment to clean out your psychic space of anybody else's ideas, energy, needs, wants, desires, programming, by imagining there's a little balloon or a little bubble out in front of your third eye, and it's just gathering up. It's like magnetically gathering up all those bits and pieces of other people's needs, wants, desires, beliefs, out of your brain, out of your psychic space, out of that center of head space, into that little bubble, that balloon. And when it's filled up with all that's not you, that's in your space, just release that balloon, and if it's as if it's got little helium in it, it's going to float all the way up into the clouds, into the cosmos, into the stars, and dissolve and dissipate. So you moved everybody out of your psychic space. And now I just want you to imagine that there is this timeline like you used to see in your when you had, were in elementary school or something, and they gave you a timeline of history, and this happened at this point, and this happened at this point. And imagine in front of in your imagination or in your visualization, this timeline of your own life, like when you were born, when you came into the earth, into a physical body as this soul, and all the way up till now. And just see that timeline out in front of you, and see if there's anything on that timeline that looks a little stuck, or a little like there's something that's pulling you to the past, something funky about the energy. Maybe it's a place where you need to forgive, or maybe it's a place where you need to just release some harm that was done, or something catching you up along that timeline. You don't have to overthink it, just notice that energetic line. And in your mind's eye, imagine that there's a gold dot. You could see it as a flame as well at the beginning of your timeline of your life, right at the beginning of your life, little spark of life on that timeline. And you're just going to watch that gold dot move all the way forward through your childhood, through your adolescence, through your young adulthoods, and all the way until whatever age you are now. You're just using that golden light along your timeline to pick up and clean off any energy that's pulling you into the past, that's not in present time. The intention here is you're clearing off anything that's not in present time. And when you get to that point, which is just maybe a year or 18 months ago, as we transitioned into this big Aquarian age, I want you to slow down as you're moving that gold dot or that flame across this timeline, and just notice any little junctures, any little hiccups, and imagine that that gold dot or that flame is either burning through anything that was a limitation or a false belief projected onto you, or it's gathering it up. It's sort of like it's sticky like tape, and gathering it up and clearing it out, and all the way until that little point reaches now, in this moment. So you're cleaning off the timeline of your life and paying special attention to the last year or so of your life, and anything that might have gotten in the way of you being in present time, you being able to be here now, body and soul, in alignment in the present moment. And now if you've completed that process, I just want you to, if you've used a flame, you could imagine putting it in a beautiful little votive, like a container for that flame, to save it for later and just set it aside for your, whenever you ever want to do any clean outs. Or if you use some sticky energy, you might want to take that golden sticky energy and release it. You could release it down your grounding cord, you could release it up into the cosmos. And just with that imagination that allows you to defy time, set the intention that you, your physical body, your mind, your heart, your soul are all here in present time in this moment. You've updated your energy field, your body, mind, and spirit into present time. You can open your eyes. Thank you for joining me on that journey. I invite you to continue to use energy, and when you use energy intentionally, time then is on your side, and you don't have to be highly skilled to use energy. You just have to be willing to use your imagination and be, in beginner's mind, be in kindergarten. You don't have to do it right. It's just, you're just doing it. You're intentionally using your focus to shift energy Thank you too for being here, Karen and Michael. Anybody else that's watching, I appreciate your being in the process. Hi, Lisa. Of updating your own energy into present time, because each of us that does that, we're raising the frequency of the planet. You know, this is real. So tune in to your energy and keep practicing, keep doing energy visualizations, use your imagination, use your forgiveness to free yourself of any ways that time limits you or binds you. Have a wonderful evening.